guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, you are seeing me full without makeup. No, we are not doing makeup today. We are doing another inventory video. Today we are going over all the foundations, concealers, setting sprays, and the fun stuff, the bronzers, blushes, highlighters that I own. We're going to possibly declutter some, but we are definitely going to open them all up and see what they look like. Okay, we're going to start with our primers. We are starting with 16 products, and this is all sorts of primers. We're going to start up here with our sample packs. So these four are all from Ofra Cosmetics. We have two of the Cool as a Cucumber, one Northern Lights, and one Rays of Light. I actually have this already over here, so I'm going to put both of these in my giveaway section because that would make a great that would be really good for people to be able to try this one out. These two I haven't tried yet, and I'm going to keep because I would like to try. Then I have this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I have not tried this at all. I don't remember where I got it or anything, but I'm going to give this a try. And then here I have what I believe to be a lip primer. That's at least how I've been using it. It's by NYC, which I don't even know if they are still around. But it's the City Proof Twistable Base. I've used it mostly on my lips, thinking that that's, oh yeah, Perfecting Lip Primer. So I have used it. I do like it. I don't use it all that often, but I keep it because every once in a while I'll just get a bug and decide that I want to try it. But I have no idea if this is still around. Then starting over here, we're going to start with the eyeshadow primers. I have this from Ace Beauté, I believe is how it's pronounced. I have not opened it or used it. And I am definitely keeping this one because I have a few of their eyeshadows and I want to give this a shot. I didn't realize that this had a shade color to it. So this is in the shade Light. Then I have the e.l.f. Let's see, this is in the shade Sheer. This one I've used a few times. I feel like I can't decide if I like it. Sometimes it dries down into giving me like into the creases and it doesn't look great, and then other times it's wonderful, and I haven't quite figured out what the difference is in when I use it. So I'm going to keep this still, and I'm still trying to decide if I like it. Then I have this one from, let's see, Base Beauty maybe. Again, I have not used this one, but I'm going to keep this. It's a doesn't seem to have a shade to it. I'm going to go ahead and keep that because those are the only three eyeshadow primers I have. I don't use eyeshadow primers all that often, as you can tell. I did have one that I got rid of a while ago just because I really didn't like it, and this one the e.l.f. one I've been trying out more. Then I have one lash primer. This is Vava Pink by Luna Magic. And this I've actually been enjoying. I don't use this all that often, but when I do use it, I enjoy it. It does go on pink, but it does dry down not pink. And then the little bit of pink that sometimes is left on the eyelash does get covered up really easily with mascara. I do use this, like I said, not every time, but I do enjoy it when I decide to use it, so I will be keeping that. Then we're going to go into our typical face primers, sorry. This one is from First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Pores Be Gone, a matte primer. This is oil-free, and I enjoyed it the first few times I used it. And then my skin got really dry and I stopped using matte. Like, I stepped away from the matte look for a while. I am going to keep this for now, but I need to use it pretty quickly because it's definitely been opened for a long time, and while it still smells fine and it looks like it's fine, I know it's going to go bad soon. So I need to use this soon, otherwise it needs to be taken out of my collection. Next, I have this little sample size from Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish. So you can kind of see like all the products kind of all the way up here instead of coming down here. And I've actually been having it standing up for a while. and it's just, whoops, it's not coming down. I did use this when I first got this, and I don't honestly remember my thoughts on it. But because I've had it standing up for over 24 hours trying to get it to go down to the bottom and it's not moved at all, I'm going to go ahead and part with this one because I'm pretty sure it's just too old. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Next up, we have the Evo Beauty Perfect Primer. This is also a matte finish primer. This one was opened in July of 21. I believe I got it quite a while before that, but that's when I opened it, and I've only used it a couple times. I didn't love it, but it works fine. I'm going to keep it for now. Then we have the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer with sunscreen. Just an SPF 15. I actually really enjoy this one. This one is a second purchase, I believe. This particular one I opened in June of last year, and I still have some in here. I would say it's probably about right here now. So there's not much left in here, but I have kind of stopped using it just because I've been using this product over here. But I enjoy this one. This one is one I keep going back to all the time, so I'm keeping that. And then I have this sample, which is the number 7 Airbrush Away Primer. It's supposed to be hypoallergenic. I've used it a few times. And I have liked it. I do remember liking it, but I haven't used it in a long time. And the scent is a little bit off. It smells like maybe it's a little old. I don't know. This one says it's 24 months, but I don't remember when I got this. Oops. But because there's not much left in here and the scent is kind of a little off, I will go ahead and declutter this one as well. And then the last one I have is the Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Primer Cool as a Cucumber. This thing is my new favorite primer. It's actually kind of tied with the Neutrogena, to be completely honest, but this is drugstore and this is not. The smell of this is amazing. The feel of this is amazing. This one I did have laying down, so it looks like that, but I've used it for quite a while, and I would say it's probably about right here as far as how much I've used. And I just feel like a little bit goes a long way. I really enjoyed it, and I love the packaging. Like, the pump works great. I love that I can see through this. This does get a little bit messy, but other than that, it works. It's awesome, and then that just looks so sleek, so nice. I absolutely love this product, and we'll be keeping that in. So we are keeping 12 items and decluttering 4. All right, we are starting our foundations with 12 products, and I actually think that's kind of a lot considering I don't wear foundation every time I wear makeup. In fact, there's a lot of primers I had too. Anyway, moving along. So, all right, so starting over here, we have Studio Makeup Tinted Moisturizer. I do know that this has a shade, but it doesn't say on it. I believe this is the lightest of the shades. There's only 3 in this. I have absolutely loved this thing. I don't like the packaging. I'll be honest. I don't like that I can't see what's in here. I don't like that it's kind of difficult to feel what's in here. I do like the feel of it, but I don't like the look of it. But I do think that this is about right here now. And then the actual pump works great. It actually does work really well. So the pump is amazing. I just don't love that I can't see how much is in here. But this works really well. It is just a simple tinted moisturizer. I do believe this is my very first ever tinted moisturizer, and I have really enjoyed it. I opened this June of 21, and it does say it has a 12-month life, so this will need to be used up kind of soon. I don't see any problem. I don't think I'll have any problem doing that. Next up, I have from Tarte the Face Tape. This is just one of their little sizes. This is in the shade 12N, Fair Neutral. As you can tell, I have not opened it up. I actually just bought this. Ulta just had a sale where all the mini products were buy one, well, not all, but a lot of the mini products were buy one, get one, maybe 50% off or free, I don't remember. And this was one of the things that I picked up. So I have not tried that. I have never tried a Tarte foundation before, so I'm really excited for this. Like that I was able to get just a little one, because then if it's not right for me or if I don't like it, I don't feel like I wasted all my money. But this packaging isn't as nice as the full-size packaging, but it's still pretty cute. Then I have this by e.l.f. I don't even know if this is still around, if this is still being made. This is the moisturizing foundation stick. Do you remember when these were super popular? Foundation sticks were popular. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. This was in the shade Nude. I cannot tell you the last time I used this, to be completely honest. And I'm pretty sure there's still a decent amount of product in here. Yeah. Oh yeah, it just keeps going. There is still quite a bit of product in here. There we go. That's the end. But I can't tell you the last time I used a foundation stick. I think it's still fine though. So I am going to keep it. And if it's not still good, or if it doesn't work for me anymore, I'm going to put it in my section of things that aren't being made anymore, that are kind of like, they used to be the classics. But I might actually give this a try and see. It's so very old that I really don't think it's going to go well, but if it does work still, that'd be really cool. Then I have this Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I think it's the shade R230. I used this once or twice. I don't remember enjoying it, and that's why this sample is still just completely full. I don't remember my thoughts on why I didn't enjoy it though, because I did try it such a long time ago. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one, because I do know that I didn't like it. Then I have from NYC. Yes, I used to love NYC brand. I don't think they're made anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen them in so long. But this was the Smooth Skin BB Cream 5-in-1 Skin Perfector. And this was in the shade 01 Light. I loved this stuff, and that's why it's still in here. There's still the tiniest amount, but that's because I stopped using it because I knew I couldn't get it anymore. And now it's definitely time to pass on this. But this was my go-to. Absolutely loved this. This is one that I actually would wear every day. But it is old, and it is time to part with it. Next, from Mary Kay. This is their CC cream with a sunscreen SPF of 15. This is in the shade Very Light. I loved this. Okay, and I actually don't like most, let's say, MLM makeup. Okay, but I actually really loved this. But then just one day out of the blue, it went from being amazing to really bad. Like, it started caking, like, and it wasn't a gradual thing. It was just one day it was fine, the next day I went to use this and it was so bad. So I don't know if it just expired overnight or what happened, but I did really enjoy this. But because it did that quick turn, I'm not going to be rebuying this. And I will be decluttering this because I just can't use it. Then I have Ofra Cosmetics Absolute Cover Foundation, Full Coverage Foundation made with silk peptides. I don't know what that means, but this one is in the shade 425, or sorry, 4.25. I use their shade finder as well as contacting their customer service, as well as using a different online shade finder thing to come to the conclusion that this was probably the closest shade, and this is not my shade. This is unfortunately much too orangey on me. I have to mix it with a different color in order to make it work, or I really have to use a lot of my blushes and bronzing and all of that to kind of tone down the orangey that it brings out in me. I hope to one day be able to get the right shade. And I know they have such good customer service that I probably could have contacted them and told them that it was just not working for me, and they probably would have replaced it. But I can't do that. I'm the type of person who, if I buy it, I'm not going to return it, and unless it's like something defective. So I am keeping this because I am using it. I do enjoy the way it sits on my face when my face isn't super dry. When my face is kind of dry, I don't really enjoy it. So I don't get to use it all that often, but I am still playing around with it, and I'm sure that the fact that I have to mix it with other stuff probably plays into it. So I don't want to say that this is a bad product at all. I just want to say that this is not my shade, and because of that, I know it's not working the way I was hoping it would. Next, we have the MAC Studio Water Weight SPF 30 Foundation in the shade NC20, and this thing I love. I actually truly enjoy this. The packaging is beautiful. The applicator is just a little dropper, which that part I'm like, whatever, but I love this. It's a beautiful frosted glass. This works wonderfully on my face. I'm able to build it up or keep it a little bit more light, but it is definitely more than just it's more than like a tinted or anything, even just basically. But the water weight is wonderful for my skin. Then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, which, as you can tell, I have not opened. I received this in a BoxyCharm, and it was difficult to kind of pick which shade was going to be right for me. I don't know if I did it right yet because I have not used this, but looking at this, I don't think I did it right. This is in the shade 220N. Just like comparing these three, like, I don't know, this looks closer to this than it does to this. This works great, but this does not. I don't know. I'm still going to try it, but I just haven't had a chance. The pump looks like that. I love that it's a glass bottle. I definitely think that the glass bottles are my jam for foundations. And then the last three are all the same, but with different shades. They are the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk, Coconut Milk, and Aloe Extract. I have it in shade 520 Fair, 530 Fair Light, and 540 Light. Yes, I am very fair. I most of the time use this one. In the dead of winter, if I really haven't left my house in a while, I use this one. And then summer, I use this one. And sometimes in the summer, this is too light. But not enough times for me to go and buy a darker one. I love this product. I love the way it works. I love that it has actually lasted a long time. I don't... This one, I don't remember when I bought it. But it's been working great. All of these two were opened last June, and they're still doing wonderful. And it does say that this is good for 18 months. I will say that the longer it goes from opening, the more liquidy it's become. So that's something I haven't fully enjoyed, but it's still working really well. So we are left with 9 products in this category. All right, next we have setting sprays, and for some reason I have 7 of them. I do not know why. However, I do use these almost every time I use makeup, even if I don't use foundation and concealer. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I have 7 of them. Anyway, starting over here, we have the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. I have used the e.l.f. one quite a few times, and this is just a backup because I got it as a free with purchase, I believe. And so I just have been keeping this for when I eventually need it, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I won't ever need it, but I am going to keep that for now. Next is the NYX Professional Makeup. I have the matte finish and the dewy finish. I love both of these so much. Up until recently, the dewy finish was my go-to. I use this every day. I have repurchased this one several times. This particular one is probably almost finished. I think it's like down to where my thumb is right now. And like I said, up until very recently, this one is the one I always used every time I use makeup, and I have replaced this countless times, and I'm sure I will be replacing it again soon because I don't like to be without that one. But then recently I have been reaching for my matte finish one, and I have actually been enjoying this one. About 6 months ago, I really didn't like this one, but recently it's been working really well, and I've been enjoying the looks that I've been getting from it. So I am going to go ahead and keep this one in. It is pretty full, but this one is good if you want a matte look. Then I have these two by Pixi. If you've been around and you've watched some of my videos, you have maybe picked up on the fact that I don't like rose smelling things, especially things that are very strong in the rose scent. So I don't know what I was doing when I bought these, but I did buy them, and I have tried my very best to use them. This one right here is the Makeup Fixing Mix. It has rose water and green tea, so the rose smell isn't nearly as big, as strong. It is still filled to about right here, and I have been using this one to dampen my sponges before I put my foundation on. And so because I've been able to use that and it's not been too strong of a rose smell, I am going to keep this one in. I do enjoy the packaging. I think it's really cute. It is plastic, which I don't love as much. I would have loved if it was like a glass, but it works well, and the sprayer is really nice. Now this one is just straight rose glow mist with 7 flower oils, and it is such a strong rose scent. I recently had this in a project pan. I believe this was in the Deck of Panning project pan, where I had a goal to use this 25 times. I used it 13 times and decided I had to roll it out because the scent is just way too strong for me. I truly cannot stand this. Again, the sprayer works wonderfully. The coloring is a very cute coloring. The packaging's adorable, but I can't use this product anymore. So I am going to be decluttering this one right here. Then moving to this Urban Decay All-Nighter Long-Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. If you've done makeup for a long time, you've probably heard everybody talking about this. This has been around for a long time. I have never tried this. Never. It has been on my wish list for years. So when this was part of Ulta's mini sale where you bought one get one, I want to say it was 50% off or even free, I grabbed this because this had been on my list for such a long time. I have yet to use this, but I am excited to give it a try soon, and then I'll be able to see if it's a cult favorite for a reason. I mean, it has to be, right? So that's absolutely staying in. Next, I have this one. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try, but it is a Hydra setting spray. I don't love this. The smell of this one is just very chemically, like cleaner, like cleaning spray. And I accidentally actually used this as a cleaning spray for my brushes once, thinking it was a different product, and then I saw, oh, that's not what I should have used. But it smells like cleaner, and I really don't like the way it feels on my skin. It didn't like burn or anything, but it kind of left this tingly feeling that I just didn't enjoy. So that mixed with the scent makes me not use this ever. And I did try using it on my makeup sponge once, and I didn't like how it performed that way. So I'm going to go ahead and part with that one as well. So we are down to 5 setting sprays, one of which I don't use as a setting spray, just as a way to dampen my sponge. Okay, now we have concealers, and as you can tell, I don't have a variety of concealers. I kind of found something I truly love, and I've kind of stuck with it. So I have the Instant Age Rewind Eraser. One was sent to me in a box, I believe, like in a Ipsy or a BoxyCharm, I don't remember, but a long time ago I got one, and that found my love, and I got rid of all the other things I had. So I don't remember which one was first. I think it was this one, the Fair, because it has both. Yeah, I think it was this one, because this is the newer packaging. So it used to be called Fair, the closest I was able to, but it didn't have a number. So I'm assuming it is this one. I just recently, well, not recently, maybe a few months ago, bought this one. It's 110 Fair. Because I kind of lost this one for a while, and I bought this one thinking that it was this one, but this was actually 115 Warm Light, which works in the summer, but not in the winter for me. So I bought this, and then I found this right before I opened that. So that's why I have it already. So I really enjoy these. I don't like the applicator. I will be completely honest. Well, okay, I take that back. I half like the applicator. I don't like that it all sits there, and I feel like this might become very germy. I've washed it off a couple times, and I feel like it's not great for germs. I'm going to be very honest, but I do like the way that it applies the concealer. Then I have this CoverGirl Clean Fresh Hydrating Concealer, which I recently bought for a video. This is in the shade 330 Fair Light. It's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. I don't like that it separates really easily because it is a cleaner type product. But it's fine. Then I have this from Thrive Cosmetics, which is technically a bright eye brightener, not really a concealer, but I've used it as a concealer a few times. Probably shouldn't because it's kind of sparkly. I will say like more of like an under eye brightener type thing, but I wasn't sure where to put this because I do use this, or I have used this under my eye to kind of conceal the blue that I get under my eye. So that's why I keep it with my concealers. And I do like it. I just don't use it all that often. Next, I have this that it hasn't been opened yet. It is a Dermatone wheel from Ofra Cosmetics. I haven't even taken it out at all. So let's just do that real quick. All right, so from this section, we started with 6 items, and we are ending with 6 items. I keep this one pretty small because I know I don't use it all that often. We have cleaning products for my brushes and sponges. So first I just have this little tiny handheld thing. It is pretty stained, so I apologize. It kind of looks dirty, but it's not. It's just stainage. And it just has all these bumps to help me clean out my my brushes. So I use that, and then I also have this wet brush cleaning system, and then I have these two from Sonia something. I'm not going to butcher a name. This one is the Makeup Brush Cleansing Spray. It is rose water scented. I just kind of opened it and can't figure out how to get it back on, so it's kind of dripping everywhere, but it is rose water scented. And I've used it a few times, and I did like it, but the scent unfortunately stays in my brushes for such a long time that I don't end up enjoying it. And it's like no matter what I do, until I rewash those brushes again with a different soap, this doesn't come out. So I will be parting with this, and I will be washing my hands off real quick. And then this one is the Makeup Brush and Sponge Shampoo, which is also rose water scented. And while this one isn't as strong smelling, it does actually make the scent in the brushes stay even longer. And I don't know, I enjoy what this does to it. I feel like I get a good clean, but I don't like that it leaves that scent in my brushes, and then my room ends up smelling like it because it's actually very strong. So I am also parting with this one, but I know I have some friends who would probably appreciate this. And then last I have this by Bodyography Pro. I have no idea. I know I butchered that. This is a makeup brush cleanser made in the USA. I actually use this one almost every single time I clean my brushes. Actually, lately it's been the go-to because that's all I've really had. I just spray some of this on it, run it under some water, and use this, and we're good to go. And this thing I have used a lot of times, and it's still about 3/4 of the way full, I would say. It smells fine, and it works really well. So for this one, we are down to 3 products. All right, for this category, we have translucent powders. So this first one I have, so we have 4 here. We're not going to get rid of any. Just going to put that out there right now. The first one is, I have no idea how to say this, OPV Beauty London, I think is what it is. It's just a loose setting powder that I have not opened yet. I do want to try this, but I honestly haven't used much of translucent powders, which is why I'm not parting with any just yet, because I don't know what I like and don't like, and I also am still learning how to use them. So I'm keeping that one. I also have the NYX Professional Makeup HD Photo Studio Finishing Powder. Then I have this Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Translucent. It is another loose powder. This one hasn't even been opened yet. And then I have this one from Ciate London, which is the Extraordinary Translucent Powder, which this one I have used a few times. Next we have bronzers. I have 5 of them here. First up we have the iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder in Light Bronze. This is my current go-to, and I just rolled it into a, what is it called? Into the deck of panning. This one, it does get a little bit too late for me when it comes to summertime, but for all other seasons I'm able to make this work. I've used this quite a bit, and there is still so much. I haven't hit pan on it at all. It's a little messy around the sides, but this is a huge package. Then I have this one. I'm going to butcher this name, I apologize. Hanali. It's a Hawaiian-based brand. It's a matte bronzer. I received this in, I believe, a BoxyCharm. This actually surprisingly has a lot more product than I thought it did. I have used this quite often for quite a long time. I definitely need to make sure to focus on this summer. It is darker than that one. So I definitely need to use this up this summer because I can tell it's gonna start to go bad. Then I have this one from Ciate London. This is another sample size. This is the Bamboo Bronzer. This one I used quite a bit when I first got it, and then I started trying to reuse it again. But I don't know if you can see like all that texturing there. I don't know if I don't know if like a liquid got into it or what's going on, but it's kind of showing up on my skin as very powdery, very textured. So I think it is time to go ahead and part with this one. I did like the way it performed when I first used it, but as it's gotten older, it's become not very good for my skin. So I will be parting with that one. Then I have another sample, the Take Home Bronze from the Balm Anti-Orange Bronzer. Oliver maybe is the shade name. I'm not entirely sure. And this one, again, it worked really nicely. It was a little bit on the dark side for me for any time other than summer. If you can see the texture on it, I think that's from age, to be completely honest, because this is pretty old and it didn't look like that when I first started using it. And I think just over time, it's starting to go bad. It is also giving my face quite a bit of texture. So I will be parting with this one as well. Then another one that I got in either an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm. This was from Paula Dorf. I probably am saying that wrong, even though that's what it looks like. This is the Bora Bora bronzer. I don't know this brand. at all. Like, I don't know if they're still around or anything, but again, this is another older product. You can tell there's a lot of like almost like bubble looking, but it's not bubbles. Sorry about, I'm trying to get it to, there we go. Hopefully you can see that texture that's on it right now. That again, I think is just from age, because this one worked beautifully on my skin. But it's too old for me to keep and use anymore. I did like this packaging, especially for it to be a sample size. This packaging was really well made. So that one we are parting with as well. So I started this section with 5 and we are down to 2. So this one is my individual highlighters. I have 10 products I am starting with here. We're gonna just start with the top ones. These are all Ofra Cosmetics. This one is Milk and Cookies, but it is a beautiful highlighter. I just prefer to have one shade in my things, but I'm glad this doesn't have several. But this is beautiful. I've not used it, but just looking at it, it's beautiful. Then I have the sugar cookie. I have yet to actually use it, but it is another really pretty shade. And then here is my favorite highlighter of all time. This is the Star Island. I have used this quite a bit, and like there is still so much product in there. I haven't hit pan. It's currently in a project pan because I'm trying to hit pan on this beautiful thing. But I have yet to hit pan. Then down here I have Ciate London Glow 2 highlighter. This was a sample that was sent to me probably in an Ipsy or something. By the way, at this point in my YouTube journey, when I say sent to me, I typically do not mean I was given it for free. I mean that I had bought an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm or something like that, and it was in that box. So this is what that one looks like. It looks like the shade is Moon Dust. Oh yeah, it says it right there. That would have been easier. And I have used it a couple times and I really enjoy it. I just keep forgetting about it. So I'm hoping to maybe roll it into a project pan or something to help me not forget about it. But it's really shimmery, really pretty. Then I have this e.l.f., I believe it's a highlighter. It's Apricot Glow. It might be a blush, honestly, but the other blush I have from them in this packaging says blush, so I don't know. I put it in the highlighters. I don't like this product. I didn't like it when I first got it, and I haven't liked it since, and it honestly doesn't ever get used, and it is so old, and I never liked it. The product itself, I'm sure, is fine, but it's one of those baked products, and I just never really figured out how to use them properly. And it is very old. These are not made anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. Then I have this from Well People. This is the Bio Brightener Cream Universal Glow. I don't remember if I've used this. Looks like maybe I used it once or twice. There's a little bit of a smudging in there. It looks like a really pretty color. I'm going to keep this for now, but if I don't use this by this time next year, then I will go ahead and declutter it because it is getting pretty old. Same with this thing. This is the Mary Lou Manizer, I think it's called. It's a highlighter, also could be used as a shimmer or a eyeshadow, but I keep it in my highlighters. And I do enjoy this shade. I've used it a couple times. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of a dent in there. But, oh, and it's from the Balm Cosmetics again. But I don't know. I'm going to keep it in for now, but I will be parting with it if I don't reach for it by the time I do this next update. Then we have a Grande Glow Plumping Liquid Highlighter. Not only is this a liquid highlighter, but it is plumping, which are two of the most scary sounding words to me. I think that this would be a really pretty shade, and it's not even opened. So I am going to keep this because it scares me, and I feel like because it scares me and I already own it, I should give it a try. This is in the shade French Pearl. Why is that? There we go. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to keep this for now, but again, if I don't dig into this by this time next year, it'll be time to part with. And I would say I would give it to a friend, but honestly, it is also on the older side, and I don't know how long these last, so I wouldn't feel right just giving it to somebody, and I don't want to throw it away. It's never been even opened. Next, we have another sample size. This is So Suzanne Cosmetics Dream Maker in the shade Pop Star. I have never seen this before, like I've never seen this brand before, so I have no idea if they're still around. It looks really pretty. I don't think I've used it, and it's another liquid thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that for now, but I have a feeling it's not gonna work great for me. And lastly, I have this from Milk Makeup. I loved this stuff. I used to wear this constantly until I found this, and then this became my go-to one. But this is just the highlighter. I don't even know if it has an actual color. I don't know if those numbers right there are the color, or if it doesn't have a color. I don't know. This thing is pretty old, and so I'm going to clean up the top and then see if it still works okay. But there's like nothing left. That is fully raised, and that little bit right there, just that top, is all that's left. So actually cleaning it off might just be the end of it. Yeah, do you know what? That's actually probably why it looks like that, because it's probably just right at the end. So this is actually probably a completely finished product. Okay, I'm kind of excited about that. I'm actually going to go ahead and part with this and say that I finished it. If you don't agree, think I didn't finish it, we can discuss that another date, but I'm going to say I did. I would absolutely repurchase this if they make this. I know that this was a smaller size, not their full size. If they still make this, I would absolutely repurchase this. It was a darker highlighter than what I normally gravitate towards, but I really liked it a lot. So we are left with 8 items in this category. Alrighty, here is my single blushes. We have here 11 products. A couple of them are backups, so let's just dig right into that. So this is the Too Faced Love Flush I Will Always Love You. These are discontinued. I am so sad about that, but this is my favorite blush of all time. Let me see if I can get a good look on that for you. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But this is a blush that got me back into using blushes. I have loved this thing since the moment I tried it. I know it's not really going to show up very well here, but it's a beautiful peachy orange color, and I have been using this for a very long time, and I still haven't hit pan on it, and that is my goal right now. This is in a project to hopefully hit pan on, but that's what that looks like. And yes, I have 2 backups of it because I love it so much and it was being discontinued. So those are going absolutely nowhere. Next, I have been on a mission to find a non-discontinued product that it works similar to this and is similar color, and I thought that that's what this one was going to be, this Mai Tai blush from Ofra Cosmetics, and I was completely wrong. It is a beautiful product, but it is not at all the same color, not even in the same category at all. It looks more like the packaging of that than the actual shade. But I will just show you that comparison. This one is so soft, like it's almost too soft, but it's also such a even more orange color. I really like it a lot, but I do have to blend it quite a lot. So you can see the difference. This is much more muted. This is much more, we're going to a beach party look. But I am keeping that one because I do really enjoy that one as well. Then I have this one from Mo4 Cosmetics, but it is a completely different color look to it. This one is a little bit more rough, and I do think it's because it's older than the other one, but it might also be a different shade. Like, it might be a different formula, but it also has a little bit of that orangey look to it, but also like a also like, I don't know, more brown. And that one is staying in as well. Then we have this one from Milk Makeup. This is one that I believe I got like for a birthday gift or something. This is Work Lip and Cheek. I don't even know if I've used this, to be completely honest. No, I have not used that. That is a perfectly brand new product. It looks really pretty. I am going to keep it because I don't have much close to that shade color for a blush. Then I have this e.l.f. Baked blush in the shade Gems. Again, this is something from them that is not around anymore, and I would have used this more of a highlighter than a blush. But either way, I don't like these baked product. The packaging is surprisingly really durable, but the actual product, I just never got into these. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. And I know it looks like it's completely unused, but I tried to use that quite a bit. Next, we have this one, which is kind of has all of the writing gone. I believe this was Sip. Was it Sip or Dis? How's this open? Let's see. Does it say on here? Let's see. Oh, okay. I think it's actually Dis because it says it's Dirty Little Secret Cosmetics. It's a baked highlighter in the shade Bellini. Again, I did not like these baked products. Like, I don't know what it is. I never got into them. Were you into the baked product fad? I'm going to call it a fad because I don't remember it sticking around for too long, but I do know the people who loved it kept it going. But I don't personally know anybody who liked any of the baked products. This one was so very pink. So very pink. It's still very soft, unlike the e.l.f. ones, and has a nice shimmer to it. I'm going to put it, let's see. Let's put it right. Sorry, I know I'm wearing long sleeve. That's making stuff harder. Let's do it right here. It's very powdery looking. A beautiful shimmer. Very light, but on the skin, I do know that it kind of popped. I am going to keep this because it still feels like it is in great shape, even though I don't really use this color, because I feel like maybe cosplay looks or other type of looks for like my children or something, if they want to do something, or maybe a really crazy look one day, maybe I'll use that for it again. Because this is still in good quality and I don't personally know anybody who would want it, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Then we have this from Avon, and this is so old. This is the True Color Powder Blush Classic Aurora. This is such an old product. It came with its own little brush. This is the type of product that I grew up being told this was the only type of blushes there were, and this is why I stopped wearing blush for the longest time. I know that this one, just from this current look, doesn't look like there's anything missing, but hopefully you can kind of see there's actually quite a dip in it. And it is still really soft. It still looks like it's perfectly fine. I actually keep this not to use it, but more of a example of where it came from. But it's so light. Like, can you see that on the finger? It is so light. That's the second coat on there. You can kind of see it, but like, I don't know. Anyways, that's the color I used to wear. These are the colors I wear now. You can see how my life has progressed. So I am keeping this, but I'm going to declutter it from my main collection, and I'm going to move it into my archived section of makeup. And then we have this from Ciate London Dewy Blush Glossy Cheek Tint, which I have never used. It looks scary, but I will eventually use it, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, and this is in the shade Papaya. Oh, and lastly, we have this one, which is very, very old, but still works really well. This is from Merle Norman Cosmetics. It is their cream blush in Spice Chiffon. I do reach for this not that often, but I do enjoy it. It actually kind of shocks me that there's still so much in here because I've had it for so long, and that it still works really well. So I'm going to also keep that one. So we are down to 9 products for this here. And I'm going to turn this light off, adjust a little bit, and see if you can see this a little bit better. Maybe some of it. Yeah, it's a little different. Okay, and this is all of the other blush, contour, bronzers, highlighters that I have. These are all more either full palettes or like more than one. They're not singles, basically, is what I'm going for here. Starting over here with our Ofra Cosmetics items. This first one is a highlighter palette. This is the Signature Palette Frosted Glow with Moon Dance, Rodeo Drive, Covenant Gardens, Soho, and Sahara Dawn. And that is what that beautiful thing looks like. I have not used... Oh, it looks like I've used this one, but I don't think I've actually used this one on the face. I think I've just swatched this one, but I've used this one a lot, this one a lot, and this one a lot. This one not all that much. This one I don't think I've ever used on the face. But this is a fun little highlighter palette from Ofra Cosmetics. I love the quality of this. Next up, I have the Charm Your Cheeks Mini Mix palette. And this is really good for traveling, to be completely honest. It gives you every kind of color shade you could possibly need, at least for me and my skin. I really enjoy this palette, and it's got quite a bit in it. And when these are empty, or if you want to swap them out, you can take these out and put in different colors. So the Ofra Cosmetics Good to Go Mini Max Mix palette, which has eyeshadows, highlighter, brush, and I believe a bronzer. So I'm not going to bother showing the eyeshadows. I will show those more detail another time, but you'll see them real quickly. But we have Intentions, Current, and All of the Lights in that beautiful palette. As I said, those are eyeshadows, but also I think maybe like this one could be used as a really deep highlighter. I don't know. Anyway, so we've got a blush, a bronzer, and this is like a highlight wheel. I think individually these highlight colors are beautiful. I do not like it in a wheel. I never use it because of that, but it's Ofra Cosmetics, so I can't get rid of it because I love them. Oh, and I lied, that's not actually the last from... It's not actually the last from Ofra, because I have these two palettes, which are both collabs, which is why they weren't in my normal drawer. So first I have the Mini Mix Beyond Words. Again, this has eyeshadows as well as highlighter and bronze and blush. This one is, this has the City, Heavenly, and Brooklyn. Beautiful colors. I have used this before. No, I haven't used this palette before. Beautiful palette that I have yet to dig into because it's so beautiful, but I will soon, eventually. Next, I have this collaboration, which is another Mini Mix palette, Caribbean Glitz, which I believe I have dug into this, but I have, but I keep this plastic still on it. The shades we're looking at today are Hibiscus, Paradise, and Sugarcane, which are these three here. I have used this bronzer and this highlighter. I don't think I've used this blush, and I've used some of those eyeshadows. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Now that is the end of the Ofra Cosmetics, and while it's not pretty, I'm just going to stack them right now. Next, we have this iconic London Blaze Chaser Face Palette. I actually use this a lot more often than I thought I would. This color I don't use all that much, but it looks like I do because it It's brighter, so it has a bigger dip. This color I use quite often. And then these I use as highlighters, like a darker highlighter and a lighter highlighter, and then these as bronzing. So I actually dig into this quite often. Honestly, this is my go-to for traveling because even though it doesn't have an orange color in it, it's very easy to pack and get a lot of different looks from it. And it has a nice mirror. Blink Ultra Longwear and Effortless Glow Getter Face Palette. I have not used this. I have opened it to look at it, and I will open it to show you, but I have not reached for this, and I have had this in my collection for quite a while now, so I will be parting with this, especially because it looks kind of similar to this one. Like, I know it's kind of hard to see here, but like the lighter shades all look very similar. Of course, this has more shades in it, but since it doesn't have like an orange to add to it, I don't see a reason, since I already have the Iconic London one, to go for this. I have never used this brand, so I can't say yay or nay to this brand, but I will be decluttering this palette. Then over here we have this e.l.f. Active Workout Ready Lip and Cheek Palette. I have never used this. This is in the shade Gym Chic. This is not made anymore. In fact, I don't think it's been made for quite a while. It still has the plastic on it. It still has a unused little brush in it. It has a mirror in perfect shape, but I didn't like these type of products way back when, and I don't like them still now. I don't remember buying this. I might have gotten it as a free product at some point, but I'm not going to be using this, and it is time to remove it from my collection. If a friend wants it, I will give it to a friend, but if nobody really wants it, I might put it in my archives just because it is, I know this was a classic for a while. Next up we have from CoverGirl the Clean Fresh Blush Palette in the shade 105 Peachy Doll. This is newer to my collection. I used it in my full face of CoverGirl Clean Fresh video. If you didn't see that, I will link it for you. This one was really pretty. This color here I really liked, and this one was okay too. This one I used more of a highlighter. So that one is staying. Then I have this one. This is such a beautiful packaging. This is Touch and Soul Glowdient Makeup Palette. It just says it's a face palette. I have taken it out of the box. I have looked at it several times, but I have not used it. So this packaging is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It's got the gold back. It is, I just love this paint look to it. It's beautiful. It opens very nicely. It has a good mirror, but all the colors touch. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So that's why I have yet to use this, but I'm not getting rid of it, even though I probably should, because I want to use this. I really want to, and it's such beautiful packaging. So I am going to keep this, but if I don't use this by the time I do my next inventory next year, then I will get rid of it then. Then I have this Surfine, I have no idea how to say that, Happy Hibiscus Illuminizer and Blush Palette. Adorable packaging, very cute. Yeah, no, I haven't used this one yet. It still has the plastic on it. This has 4 shades. We've got like a typical pinky blush. Then we've got this one that could be used as like a highlighter. These maybe as bronzers. I'm not sure. But I have not gravitated to this at all. None of these shades are enticing to me, even though the packaging is really cute. So I will be decluttering this one. All right, next up from Alamar, we have this Hydrating Complexion Trio in the shades Rise and Grind, Pale Wear, Cafe Con Leche. I don't know if that's how you say that. Really cute packaging. I really like the look of this. It has a good size mirror on it, and the packaging inside is adorable too. It has the imprints. I have not used this. I have not swatched this. And just looking at it, I feel like this one I would never use. This one I would probably use, but this one I don't know that I would use. So because 2 of these I don't think I would use and only 1 I might use, I am actually going to go ahead and declutter this one as well, even though it's adorable packaging. And I know that this brand is pretty good, so I feel kind of like I don't want to, but I also haven't reached for it, and I've had it in my collection long enough to know that I'm not going to reach for it. So we're going to declutter that one as well. All right, so I have next 2 from Juvia's Place. We have volume 2 and volume 6. This one is has more of a pinky feel to it. This has more of a pink undertone, but it is kind of like in that orangey shade. I'll actually just show you real quickly what I mean. These are so soft. These are probably the softest blushes I have ever felt before. I don't know if you can really tell because that's looking very orange actually, but it's got a little bit of a pink undertone to it. Let's see if I can do, well, that, okay, that actually looks very orange compared to that pink. But those are both shades that, while the pink I won't use as much because it's just not really my shade preference, this one I will definitely use a lot, but I will have to tone it down quite a bit. And then the number 6, which I do have a backup of, that's not here because it's in my giveaway box, because as soon as I hit a certain number of subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. These you can tell are definitely much more orange. This one's more of a peachy orange. That one is just orange. I will again show you these. Look at that. And then this one also has a little bit of sparkle in it. Beautiful. Okay. This kind of got messy. Okay. There is that first one there. Right. And then, oh, wow. That one is pigmented. That one has so much pigment in it. I will say that I have used this one already a couple times with a few looks, and I did blend it out quite well. But you can blend it up if you need a deeper look. But look at those. Those are beautiful colors. Absolutely love every single one of those. And then the last thing I have is still in its full plastic. It is Aesthetica, I believe is the brand, Contour Series Cream Series Contour. I am not going to open this up. I have not used this. I have not opened it. I am going to pass this on because this is too many cream products for me to be comfortable with. But it looks to have very deep tones, possibly all the way to some lighter tones. But I am just not at a point where I am ready for this level of makeup. So I will be passing this one on. So we're left with 10 items for this category, and these are all the items here that we are parting with. So keeping 10, parting with 5. I think that's pretty good for this selection, for this section. If you enjoy this video and videos like it, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video in this series. Thank you so much for watching.